Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, the Halo series has been around for a while and went through many changes over the years, but it was never really a violent or scary game series for the most part. That being said, Halo did have quite a few dark secrets hidden behind the scenes or under the hood of the games, and that's what we'll be taking a look at for this video. I'll try to rank these things from lighter to darker, but if you feel something should have been ranked differently, then feel free to let me know in the comments down below. Alright, so let's get right into it. Number 1, the least dark of this list, in my opinion, is on the mission Pillar of Autumn during the intro cutscene. There's a scene where Johnson is giving a speech, and as he's giving a speech, behind him right here you see a warthog driving by in the background. So if we actually move the camera around during the cutscene, and we take a look at that warthog sequence from a different angle, you can see the warthog spawns here, Marine gets in and just drives across, but when they drive by they don't stop. They actually just crash into the wall, and basically we have a car accident going on behind the scenes of this Pillar of Autumn intro cutscene. Now for number 2, this one is in Halo 4, and it's a very famous scene in Halo 4 actually. It's when all the scientists here get composed, but for Dr. Tilson specifically, she gets composed a little bit slower, and you can see that she transitions between different states. Like you see her muscle and you see her skeleton. Well, each of those states is actually a variant of Dr. Tilson's biped, and each of those states is actually a completely usable variant. So here we can have Dr. Tilson as just her skeleton state, or we can have Dr. Tilson as just her muscle state. So each of those states that we see during her composure or her being composed is, you know, like an actual playable biped or usable biped, and that is what's basically mostly unused throughout most of the game. Now for number 3, Echo 419's face. We actually never get to see Echo 419 appear in-game in the classic Halo 1, but in Halo 1 Anniversary, in the Anniversary graphics, we actually can see Echo 419, or Foehammer, in the Pelican pilot seat. And we could see that this only appears in Anniversary graphics. In classic graphics, there's nothing here, but we can see Foehammer has like low poly hands, and if we go underneath her visor here, we could actually see Foehammer's face in Anniversary graphics, and we could see that her face, is missing her eyes. She has no eyes in Halo 1 Anniversary's graphics. So that is what she looks like in Anniversary graphics, and it's actually pretty creepy when there's no eyes. Now for number 4, once again in Halo 1, because Halo 1 Anniversary graphics has quite a few creepy things going on behind the scenes, but in Halo 1, with Anniversary cutscenes, 343 actually added new cutscene animations and angles to the cutscenes. But if we replay the Anniversary cutscenes using the old classic animations, then that actually messes up certain things, such as Cortana's biped. So using the classic cutscene animations, and if we use a camera to get a better look, we could see that, well, Cortana's model in Anniversary graphics with classic animations looks pretty, the best word to describe it would be pretty demonic, actually, pretty frightening. So that is what happens when you use the original animations in the new graphics. Alright, so for number 5, continuing with these demonic Halo characters, in Halo 2, if you betray Marines while you have the Assassin Skull on, it actually will work on the Marines, and they will turn invisible thanks to the Assassin Skull, and they will stay permanently invisible too, even when they go friendly again. But while they're in this invisible state in Anniversary graphics, if you look closely at their face, you could actually see that they're not totally invisible, and that some of the outer layers of their skin were made invisible, but the inner layers are now visible, and it looks, it is pretty frightening to see Marines like this in Anniversary graphics. And again, the best way to describe them would be, it looks like just something out of like a Doom game, really. Alright, for number 6, This scene, it's the intro cutscene, the prepare to drop cutscene for Halo 2 ODST, and it seems innocent enough. Rookie, he rudely wakes up the Rookie during the scene. Rookie's sleeping all soundly, and then Romeo just kind of whacks him with the sniper rifle to wake him up. But if we look at it from a different angle, from behind the scenes, really, when Romeo wakes him up, he smacks the Rookie with the sniper rifle so hard that he knocks his head off. He completely decapitates the Rookie when he wakes him up. So that is one rude awakening. So rude that the Rookie might never wake up ever again. Now, continuing from this scene, maybe it was a good thing what Romeo did, because in this cutscene normally, as we're preparing to drop, we see the screens turn on with Buck and Dare talking to you on the screen and continue to talk to you as it goes down. But if we look at the pod from a different angle, if we move outside the pod, we can see those screens are actually fake and they're just empty boxes, and the Rookie actually has Buck and Dare hogtied outside of the pod, stuck inside those boxes in the pod, and forced to play out some kind of fantasy he has. And as the pod drops, they remain hogtied inside his fake screens of the pod. So that is what's actually going on in that pod, and how Bungie actually did that scene. But from a different perspective, it looks pretty frightening. Alright, so for number 8, during this scene, when the door opens and they're about to go to the award ceremony, we see 2 Marines here welcoming them in. And we see them for a quick glance. And if you look up close, you could actually see it yourself. But if we change the camera angle and we zoom up closely and we take our time looking at these Marines, we can see that they are pretty low detailed Marines. Their legs are kind of sewn together, and well, they really don't have much of a face at all. In fact, when you get up close to their face, it looks like something out of a horror movie. But we're not really meant to see this in game normally. And even during the cutscene, that we're supposed to breeze right by them really quickly. Alright, so for number 9, dead bodies in Halo 2. You may think they're dead, even if they're just freshly killed, or whether they were placed there originally, they were always there. They are actually still alive. And if you look closely at their face and you shoot them or you punch them or something like that, they'll actually flinch or they'll blink. And it doesn't matter what graphics mode you're in, it'll, very briefly, that they'll just, blink really quickly, meaning that the bodies are all still alive. And it's not just humans that this happens on. It happens with any species, any biped in the game. When it's dead, it's actually still alive, and it will react and flinch to getting shot or attacked, even though they're supposed to be dead bodies. Now, for number 10, in Halo Reach, it's kind of similar to Halo 2, but a little bit different. Dead bodies won't flinch in Halo Reach, but you'll see a lot of, this is on any mission, but you'll see a lot of dead bodies around on a lot of missions. But if you were to actually go to theater mode and go to the very beginning of the game before the whole mission starts, or even during the cutscene sometimes, if you fly around during the cutscene, you could see that at this point of the games, of pretty much any mission, even on the mission Lone Wolf, all the dead bodies around on the map will be standing up and still alive, and it's only once the mission actually starts that they'll be dead. Alright, for number 11. In Halo 1, during this cutscene of the helmet cam, we briefly see a dead elite on the ground. We can see its chest has been torn open, but we only see it from a slight angle. It's actually possible to get to that dead elite, and in that cutscene room we can see there's actually not only just that one mangled dead elite, but it's actually multiple elites around this room with their chests torn open. And if we get a closer look at these elites, we never actually get to see it in the cutscene, but we can see how detailed Bungie and 343 made the insides of these elites. We don't actually get to see it in the cutscene, but we can actually, the models exist, the textures exist to show, their mangled innards of these elites. And for number 12, just like the elites, Marines also have a mangled version. Now, in the case of the Marines, these are actually unused in the game. They're not ever used anywhere in gameplay or cutscenes at all. But there is a mangled version of the Marines where their chest and rib cages are ripped open, and I'm actually not sure what these are supposed to be used to. I've heard speculations that are supposed to be used for, like, after being attacked by an elite, or, being shot by plasma weapons on Pillar of Autumn, or maybe for the Flood, but I'm not sure where they're supposed to be used, but they do exist in the game files. They're just unused. Now, for number 13, as we get progressively darker, Halo 2, likewise, is no stranger to behind-the-scenes gore and violence. So, in Halo 2, Spartans and Elite limbs can actually be severed, and they have textures to represent severed limbs. So, if the hands of a Spartan in first person were severed, we'd actually be able to see that all the meat and bones are all there. And likewise with the elites, if their arms were severed, we could see where the arm would be detached. Their bones and the guts and everything inside, or not guts, I'm not I don't know all the medical terms for this, but you could see it all there. And I guess at one point Bungie was planning on having, bodies in Halo 2 being able to be gibbed, so to speak. And that continues all the way into, Halo Reach too. In Halo Reach, if an elite were to be bisected, we could actually see that Bungie also added textures for a bisected elite. And we could see what the innards of an elite would look like if an elite were to get bisected in Halo Reach. But, of course, this is never actually used in game, but it is there. And, of course, the most darkest, terrifying, hidden secret of the Halo series behind the scenes has to do with the legendary, the fabled Halo 3 Rat. But what could be so scary about the Halo 3 Rat? Well, Bungie also included textures for the Halo 3 Rat to represent it being bisected or dismembered. And if we were to split a rat in half, and of course this was with a custom model that was made a while ago, in game this doesn't actually happen, but this is just an example to show what it could look like. Now I know I got the proportions of the body wrong, and I know all the organs were placed wrong, but that is what it could look like with the rat getting bisected, and the textures are there to support that. So there you guys have it. Those are 15 of some of Halo's darkest hidden secrets behind the scenes. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and found it to be interesting. If you did, then as always, make sure to leave a like. And of course, let me know what you think about all this, and let me know if you think certain things should be ranked differently. But aside from that, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys!